Hi there, welcome to Subpar Stitches. My name is Hillary and this is my Flosstube channel. It has been 3 weeks since my last update. I try to keep it 2 weeks, but the past few videos have been 3-week updates just because life's been a little hectic. Last week our power went out and we lost like all cell service for a few days, so couldn't film my regular update, so I'm back today and I don't have a ton to show you because I've been trying to focus on one project, but I do have a couple other little things, some other crafts, and a little bit of haul because I just had a birthday. So if you're interested to see what I've been stitching on, stick around. I'm going to try and keep this one short and sweet, but it seems like no matter what I do, these things are like an hour long, so we'll see. I had one finish these past couple weeks. This is the Shroomtobersal, and this is by Stitch Sprout. And it's like this cute little, it's got like a ton of mushrooms and then like little bugs going around a border and a few little flowers. I really like the like super colorful mushrooms here. This is only like 86 by 86. I stitched it on 36 count light mocha Edinburgh linen by Zweigart. This took me forever. It's got 25 colors and you know, you can see all the motifs are like itty bitty, so you only stitch like a handful of stitches in a color before you got to change colors. So I started this because I wanted to, like, I don't know, I wanted something quick and easy to stitch just because I've been stitching on like something big for a while. I was incorrect in my assumption that this was going to be quick and easy. I love it. I'm going to do like a diamond shaped like little hanger thing for, I don't know, a door handle or something. But it definitely took longer than I expected. However, I wouldn't change it for the world. And I just used the DMC. The color palette is so fun and I love it. Just, it has like super fall vibes, and I just had this like extra piece of this linen, and so I figured I would just stick it on there. So that is the only finish I had because I have been not like fully monogamous, but I was pretty focused because I thought I was going to finish this Quacker sampler by Star Parade Designs, which here's where I was the last time in case you guys are curious. I wanted to finish it before its WIP birthday. That's not going to happen because just life got really busy, and like I said, the power went out, so I just didn't have, like, I lost several days of stitching on this. It is being stitched on 32 count blue spruce Belfast linen by Zweigart. That's the called for, and I'm using the called for threads as well, which are the Simply Shaker sampler threads by the Gentle Arts in linen. And it's just like kind of a dingy off-white, kind of slightly mottled thread. I feel like I made some really, really good progress on this. I think I'm over halfway done now. I didn't iron it since the last time. So here is where it's at now. So I've gone all the way across, and I think I've gotten pretty much all the way down as well. Or maybe there's a little bit more. But I definitely put in a lot of work on this one. And once I started stitching this in my stand at home, it was kind of like a game changer because I was like bringing this to work and it was just wasn't a good work stitch for me. I thought because it was monochromatic, it might be, but it really just didn't, it wasn't so easy. I prefer it in the stand. It makes it a lot easier to do like two-hand stitching. My favorite part of this that I stitched recently is there's these like little like duck footprints here. This motif was huge to stitch, like with the mushroom, and then this one was, I really liked stitching the eggs, but like all this like spindly detail, I was like, oh, this is so stressful because like I don't like to cross over too much in the back because I don't want it to be seen through. It's just like a weird paranoia thing for me. So like that was annoying to stitch for me, but I love the way this is turning out. It's really, really fun. I can't wait. I think I'm going to save, there's like a rubber ducky at the bottom, and I'm going to save that for last because that's like my favorite part of it. But yeah, I put in a lot of work. Actually, let me see where I'm at right now. I'm at 51.24%. So there's just a little bit more to the bottom that I have to do. Like, it's like got like 30 more rows, and I've done 8,073 stitches, and the total pattern is 15,755. So definitely not finishing this by September 17th, but I kind of like burned myself out on it, so I just kind of like decided to stitch on some other stuff as well. Because it's like, I don't want to stitch on something so much that I end up hating it and then like resenting it. That's not fun. But I feel like it's been like over a week since I stitched on this. So I think I'm ready to get back into this one tonight, and maybe I'll watch some YouTube and put some more stitches into this. After that, I did end up picking up one of my Mill Hill kits. This is one that I started in my 12x12. I did 12 ornaments for my 12x12 this past year. And this is from the Northwood Santas. This is the Holly Berry Santa. So here's what he will look like when he is finished. And here is where I was last time. I'm just using all the stuff in the kit. It uses perforated paper, which I like stitching on perforated paper, but I do feel like I grip the paper too hard and I end up damaging it, which, like, apparently I'm the only person in the world who has this problem. But I did end up getting one of those wooden frames for this. So here is where I got to since last night. I was stitching on this a little bit. Doesn't have too much more to go, then I'll do the beading. But this wooden frame has been a game changer. It's so much easier to hold, and I like that it's like magnetic, so like I can stick the needle to it. A lot of the ones I saw, they're all just like plain wood and engraved, and texturally I didn't think I was going to enjoy like touching that. Don't ask, I have like a sensory thing. But then I found these ones that they're just like kind of like a plain flat, and then they put some kind of like, I don't know if it's like screen printed or what type of image on there, and it just kind of looks like, is it like amethyst or something? But I just figured that would be more of a pleasure for the tips than the other way. So just stitching this all as called for. So it's 3 strands of DMC. They always give you way more DMC than you really need. They give you all the little like beads and bobs and stuff. It even has like a bell because it'll go on his hat. And I believe I did buy the 3rd one because these Mill Hill kits for the Santas, they release 3 every year in a theme. So these are the Northwoods ones. So we have the Holly Berry Santa, there's like a pine one, the Pine Tree Santa, that's the one I finished. And then there's Juniper Santa, and he's got like an owl. And they all have like different stylized beards, which I just think is really cool. This one's from 1999. These are the first ones that came out. My goal is to get and stitch them all, which at this point means that there's 75 of these Santas, I believe. Good luck, Hillary. We'll see how that goes. But I don't know. They're really cute. They're fun. And I used to be really anti-kit. Like, I didn't like kits that much. But now it's just kind of nice to have everything all in one go. And they're fairly inexpensive. And then the last, like, pattern project I worked on before my stitch diaries is the tarot, like, it's like the Witchy Stitcher's Tarot Sal. And I'm working on the frame right now. I haven't worked on this in a while. So this is what it looked like the last time you guys saw it. I was on a Zoom call with some friends, and I decided to pull this out because I was like, this one needs some love, and I don't feel like working on the Quacker sampler. So I ended up getting almost, let's see, almost all of the rainbow. So like, it's missing like a cloud. I don't even have the outline of this one card. I'm trying to get it all the way across so that I can cut this fabric down, because I don't trust myself with a ruler. Like, I know how to measure stuff when it comes to cross stitch. I know a lot of people don't like, I see a lot of people asking like cross stitch groups, they're like, how big does this need to be for this project? And I'm like, it's really easy. You just like divide it out. But somehow I always just end up getting a little too zealous with the scissors. So I figure I will wait to cut it down, because I bought like an obscene cut of 14 count black Ada. Why 14 count? I don't know. Apparently I just wanted this to be the biggest thing I've ever made. and I don't know what I'm going to do with it when it's done. Maybe I'll make it into a tapestry, or maybe I will pay $10 million to have it professionally framed and then never put it on my wall, because that seems to be what I like to do with framed things, is just lean them in various places in my home and say, one day I'll hang that up. So yeah, that's that. Not too exciting. I think I might start stitching on a card once I get it all the way across, just to change it up, but here's all I have for now. And this is like over 1,000 stitches, I'm pretty sure. The pattern doesn't play well with Pattern Keeper, so it's kind of like difficult with that, but I'm not doing this one on paper. Like huge patterns on paper with like a lot of symbols, it's not for me. I will make a lot of mistakes. And I keep this in this cute little custom Lisa Frank bag made for me by Whittier Stitches. The last thing I worked on was, of course, my year-end stitches. I was way behind. So when the power went out, I ended up taking this with me to the hotel and kind of getting it all caught up. So here is what it looks like, and I will go motif by motif and explain to you all of that. So first up, I have this little Band-Aid. This is a modified pixel art. I have it all listed on my phone here. Oh no, this is from Makoto Ozu, and I've been wearing these like Band-Aids on my finger because I've got this like thing on there, and it's just like it's like right on the crook of my finger, and it was just driving me nuts. So I put the Band-Aid on there. This is a straw hat. This is Luffy's hat from the anime One Piece. That one is self-drafted, and that one is because we went to Kura, which is a kaiten sushi, which is like a revolving sushi bar, and they have like One Piece stuff you could get. Every like 15 plates you eat, you get like a prize, and I love One Piece, so I was like, Rob, I have to go. I have to get the toy. This is a cross-stitch hoop by Makoto Ozu. That was for World Cross-Stitch Day. This is self-drafted. You probably can't tell what it is. It's an Uncrustable, you know, like the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches without crusts. Like the night before, I was like, man, I don't know why I'm just craving an Uncrustable. I haven't had an Uncrustable in like a million years. And Rob has never had one, and he's like, I don't get it. I don't get the point. I'm like, they're just different. They hit different. And also, he keeps calling them Crustables. And I was like, no, Robert, it's Uncrustable. The whole point is it doesn't have crust. So he went out to the store, and he bought me a box. And then he ended up eating most of them because he loved them so much. This is a bowl of noodles that is from the Makoto Ozu books. That's because we found this like kind of amazing hole-in-the-wall like Chinese restaurant that was like really authentic, and they had some of like the best spicy noodles I've ever had. This is Frog and Toad because my friend Stacy, as like an early birthday gift, she sent me this Frog and Toad cross-stitch book, so that actually came right out of this book, and I had to stitch it on there. This is the South Korean flag. We had called Rob's parents, and they were like, yeah, we're trying to figure out how old your grandpa is. And I was like, what? Like, how do you not know? But I guess like when his grandpa came over to the US from Korea, like record keeping in Korea was not like peak, you know, they weren't really doing that. So like nobody knows when he was born. And I was like, oh, okay. So that was like a weird conversation. And then this is the X-Files X. The X-Files is one of my favorite TV shows. That's like a modified pixel art. Rob and I we restarted the X-Files because we always do. This is me. I used the Stitch People book to just do like a little head. Rob came home and he was like, guess what? It's Be Nice to Hillary Day. And he brought me dinner and he cleaned the apartment. And I was like, oh, okay. So that was fun. This is a stop sign. I believe it was self-drafted. I got stuck behind a train that just had stopped. And I was there for like 20 or 30 minutes, which was not fun. This is a little slice of cake. This one came from that Frog and Toad book. We went over to my grandma's to celebrate her 90th birthday. This is a little shopping basket. It kind of looks like the Target shopping baskets. That one is, I think, modified pixel art, or I looked at pixel art to get inspired. There was like this, I just randomly stumbled upon it on Facebook Marketplace. It was like advertising, it was like three women were having a sale on just like their quilting stash. And so I went and I bought a ton of stuff, and I'll show you a little bit of it in my haul. But yeah, it was that was a fun experience, and everything was super cheap. This is a fish from the Makoto Ozu books. We had our venue tasting for our wedding, and I, like, this isn't very exciting, but it's like, I went in and I was like, we're doing beef and chicken. And I'm just not a big, like, cooked fish person, I guess. And Rob was like, I want to just try the fish. And I was like, yeah, you could try it, but like, I don't want it. And then he tried it and he was like, you have to take a bite. And I took a bite of it and I was like, never mind, we're not doing chicken. We're doing fish, because it was like the best fish I'd ever tasted. It's like grouper. I don't know what a grouper is, but I ate it and I liked it. This is a TV remote. I like keep peeking over because I'm like, is this picking up on camera? This is self-drafted. I just literally watched TV the whole night. Like, I did not do anything. Nothing of note happened that day. This is a Brazilian flag. This is from the Makoto Ozu books. That was Rob's birthday, and we went to a Brazilian steakhouse for dinner because he loves meat more than life itself. This is a stamp. This is self-drafted. I got a birthday card in the mail from my parents with a gift card to Barnes & Noble. These are music notes. I believe those are also Makoto Ozu, and that's because Rob got me a speaker for my birthday. These are pancakes from the Cute Kawaii cross-stitch book. Rob and I were just like, man, we want breakfast food. But a lot of like the like kind of like upscale breakfast places around us, one, they're like crazy expensive. And two, the wait just gets crazy. So we ended up going to IHOP and we got pancakes, and I was like, all right, I never need like, I always want pancakes. Then I eat them and I'm like, I never want to eat pancakes again. Like, I wanted to sleep for the whole rest of the day. This is White Castle. I used some pixel art as inspiration. I modified it a little bit. And that's because we got White Castle. Rob loves White Castle, but he always regrets getting it because it makes him like sick to his stomach. And so we got it and he goes, I can tell it's good because my body is already fighting it off like an infection. And I'm like, I don't know if that's what I would call good, Robert. This is just some text that I wrote out. It says Hillary, because I got an email and this person kept calling me Hillary. And I was like, the O and the A aren't even near each other on the keyboard. How are you making this error? Hillary is not a name. Maybe it is, but not. I don't know. But people always spell my name wrong or pronounce my name wrong or call me the wrong name at work. And I'm just like, we've worked together for 4 years. My name is in my signature. I spell your guys' names right. I say your names right. What's going on? Like, it drives me nuts. Nothing makes me angrier than when people spell my name with one L instead of two. I don't know why, because I know that's like a common spelling, but I'm just like, give me the second L. This is a light bulb. That one I got as like a pixel art, and that is just because like our power went out. I came home. I was like on the phone with my parents. I was like, yeah, there's like a huge windstorm. Like, I don't know. I feel like our power's going to go out. Hung up with them. Flicked the lights on as I walked in, and not kidding you, 30 seconds later, all the power went out. I was like, just in time. Thanks. This is a bowl of noodles from the Cute Kawaii cross-stitch book. Because the power was out, we couldn't like eat at home, and we ended up getting a hotel room, and we were just like going out to eat because that's an efficient use of our money. And we were only eating Korean food because like whenever we go out to eat, that's all I want to eat. And Rob loves Korean food, so I mean, he's Korean, so I guess it's kind of built into him. But yeah, we were eating nothing but Korean food. We went to this place called K-Pot, and you can either get hot pot, Korean barbecue, or both, and it's like unlimited for 2 hours. So you can just get like a bowl of soup, and there's like a burner at your table in front of you, and you just cook all your food in the soup. It's like, I'm a soup girly, so it's like a dream come true. This is a jar of kimchi from the Cute Kawaii cross-stitch book. We buy kimchi in like these huge like gallon jars or whatever. And because the power went out and the fridge was off for like 3 days, you know, all that food went bad. And if you are not familiar with kimchi, like it has a pretty pungent smell. And I don't think it's bad, it's just strong. Like some people, they are really averse to it. But like me, I'm very used to it because it's like something that we eat in our house like every day. It's a really, like, I think Korean people typically tend to eat it like with almost every meal. Like it's just a really common food. So we always have a huge jar of it in our fridge. And when you usually, it's like when you open the fridge, you can kind of smell it, but like it's not a big deal. It's like a fermented food. Um, but because the power went out and it got warm, the smell just like permeated through our whole apartment. So when I came home and I opened the door, I got like punched in the face by kimchi. I was like, oh, that ain't great. And yeah, the apartment still kind of smells like kimchi. This is a pretzel. This is from the Makoto Ozu books. That's because, you know, those like Snyder old-timey pretzels where they're like these huge, like really thick, hard pretzels. I love them. And so sometimes Rob will bring me a bag as like a snack. And I think I ate through like half the bag in one sitting. And I had to stop because they cut my mouth up. And I'm like, my mouth is literally bleeding. And I'm just like, don't worry about it. More pretzels. And then this is the Eye of Sauron. I found a pixel art and I just kind of like modified it to my liking. The movie theater near us is playing the extended editions of all the Lord of the Rings movies. So last weekend they played The Fellowship and I was like, it was my birthday weekend. So I was like, yeah, I want to go see that. Like, let's go do that. Because I got into Lord of the Rings late, so I didn't get to see them in the theaters, and I was like, that would be fun. So it was like 4 hours, and we watched that, and this weekend, they're gonna play The Two Towers, and I almost called it The Twin Towers. That's a weird Freudian slip. And so we're gonna go see that on Sunday, and then the weekend after that will be The Return of the King, and so we're definitely gonna go see that, and they're all the extended editions, so it's like a 5 hour at a time commitment, but I just love it. Those movies, I don't know, they make me like very sad, like in a weird way. I don't know why. Like they make me feel bad about stuff, but I love them. So they really held up. So yeah, here it is so far. That is all the way through August. As you can see, I have not started the September ones. I should probably, actually, that's what I should do tonight instead of the Quacker Sampler, is start putting in some of the September ones so I don't get as behind as I did this past month. I have like other crafts really quick, and then I will show you my haul. So I finished a pair of socks. These are the Decathlon socks. I don't know why I turned them like that. Like that's going to help you see any detail. It was like a free pattern on Ravelry. I have my Ravelry linked below if you guys want to see. I don't post like updates or anything. I just post like finished projects. But it's got like an interesting like ribbed pattern to it. This is a like hobby silly sock yarn, I think. And I just really liked it. I finished these and I like blocked them and I pulled them off the sock blockers and I was like, God, what was I thinking? These look huge. Once again, humbled because they fit perfectly. I'm like, man, it's not fair. Like my feet are so big. So I have to use like so much yarn. It takes longer to knit the socks. Very annoying. And then I don't even wear long socks like this. I prefer a short cuff. And so originally I was just going to do a short cuff. I was going to modify the pattern and just not do like the 70 whatever rows it calls for. But then I was like, well, I really like, you can see like the blocks of the color are a little bit wider. So I was like, I really want to show off like as much of this color as I can. And by the time I got like the first leg done, I was like, man, I regret that. But I was in too deep, so I had to finish it. So they're off the blockers and I haven't worn them yet, but now that I've shown them to you guys, I can put them on my feet. So, I really like them. They're cute, but I will never make socks that long again. I'm lying. I probably will, and then I'll complain all over again. Okay, so haul. First thing is I went to that quilting garage sale type thing. I got a huge bag of stuff. They were selling, books were 2 for like $1, I think. So I got 4 books. I got a Jelly Roll quilting book, This one is like a scrappy quilt book. This one is like mini quilts. And then this one is, I don't know, strips, I guess. All about strips. And then they had like smaller patterns, and those were 5 for $1. So I just got, you know, like a few quilting patterns. I'm not going to take them out of the plastic because I know this is not like a quilting channel and I'm still learning. So who knows when I'll get to any of these. But yeah, I got a few little patterns. They had charm packs that were like $5 a pop. So I just I grabbed a couple of those. And then they were selling fabric by weight. So all this was like 15 or so bucks, and it's like a bunch of like fat quarters. So I'll just show you a couple of my favorites. Like I picked this one because it looks like cheese. Just some like simple kind of like textural type stuff. I thought this one was cool. I just really liked these chickens and I couldn't pass them up. I got a ton of this one. It's like a Halloween fabric and it just says boo all over it. This one reminded me of Doritos. I love these cute little spiders. I don't know what I'll use this for, but I just love the cow pattern. Oh, actually, you know what? I have a quirky Quaker that is a cow, so this would be cute with that. Just a lot of like really fun, simple stuff. I like the whales. So I don't have like specific plans for anything. There were people who were spending like hundreds of dollars. There was so much fabric. Like I felt a little overwhelmed. So I just kind of grabbed what looked fun to me and I was just like, you know, I'll find a use for a lot of this and I'm learning. So like, it's good to have cheap fabric to practice on too. So, and then I just got an order from Lindy Stitches. I love getting packages from Lindy Stitches. So I'm going to a retreat in October and I love my Lowry stand so much that I decided to spend the million bajillion dollars it costs to get like the table clamp version of the stand. Literally have no idea how this thing works. Oh. I think it goes like this. Okay. So this thing is like over $100 just for this like hunk of metal. But I'm assuming you slide that down and then this will clamp onto the table. And then this, I see now. I know what I'm doing. This goes into here and that's where you put your like clamp for your hoop. And so this will make it easier to, you know, do some two-hand stitching because I didn't want to bring my whole Lowry stand to Canada. And the thing I really like about Lindy Stitches is like, first of all, they put like candy in the box. They gave me like all these like cute little bird stickers. And then they seem to always stick like some sort of pattern into their stuff as well. So like this one I got the last time too, so I'll probably give this one away to a friend. But then like straight up just full on set of 4 patterns. Like that's pretty generous. So I don't know. I thought that was really sweet. And like the Lowry stand stuff, it's not cheap, right? But honestly, it has changed the way that I stitch, like speed wise and just efficiency wise and like comfortability wise. So if you can save up for one or you have been on the fence, I highly recommend them. I have only had mine for a couple months, but I would never go without it again. And then the last thing that I got in haul is just some books. So these are, one's a cross stitch book and then 3 are knitting books. So my parents sent me, like I said, a Barnes & Noble gift card, and I don't buy like books to read. I usually, when I read, I either get my books from the library or I get my books used because I just don't want to spend that much on books because I'm not a rereader. It's not like I don't think that the authors deserve the money. It's just like I don't keep books. As soon as I finish reading them, I give them away or I return them to the library, which reminds me, I have a bunch of overdue books that I need to take back to the library. Good thing it's a no-fine library because I'd be owing them a lot. But I ended up picking up this cross stitch Happy Days by Kyoko Maruoka, and this is her designer, like I think she has another design company called Gera, And they're just like really cutesy patterns. I bought a pattern from her line a little bit ago and I really liked it. So I kind of blind bought this book. And I won't show you guys everything, but like this one with all the jellyfish is really cool. I thought these were really cute. I like the ducks, like with the baby ducks. This one is called Dolls of the World, and it's just got like a bunch of dolls from like a ton of different cultures. And I really like this one. It's called like the Happy Days sampler, and it's like the whole alphabet. I don't know if you guys can see, but like every letter is represented by some kind of activity. So like there's 25 patterns in here. There's a lot to pick. And I will definitely stitch a good chunk of these. And so like all the designs are in like the front with all the information, and then in the back it has all full color charts. So, and then I also, along with that, because it was like I had enough to buy a second thing, I got the Sock Project by Summer Lee. I have stitched like 2 Summer Lee socks at this point. I'm wearing a pair of them right now, actually. And I like her use of color, and she has pretty simple designs, so like pretty good for someone who like maybe wants to learn some new techniques. But this one has 25 different sock patterns, and it's got like a lot of different sizes, so I like this one. And then I really had my eye on these. They're 2 different 52 weeks of socks, books 1 and 2. And you can see I already went through and like flagged a lot of the ones I liked. The problem that I have with this book, or these books, is where are these from? I think a lot of the designers in these are European, because like a lot of the measurements are in like centimeters. And I could be totally wrong, but like the sizes in these books, a lot of them are just like, when I measured my foot and I like looked at the measurements of these, a little too small. So like I can't stitch I can't like knit every pair of socks from here and expect them to fit me, but it'll be good to like knit for other people or something like that. So, and they have like a ton of different like types and interesting socks. Like there's one that like straight up uses beads on the cuff of the sock, which I thought was really interesting. So I will try some out from there as well. So yeah, that is it for this Flosstube. I think I kept it under an hour this time. I've got some catching up to do on my year in stitches, and then I would like to work on my Quacker sampler a little bit, and I definitely want to put more time into my, what do you call it, the tarot. So hopefully next time you see me will be in 2 weeks, and I will have some updates for you on those. But until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.